Hello, my name is Karen, and I am the GHC Douglasville librarian. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the assignment guide I made for your research assignment. First, I'm going to show you how to find the guide. On the GHC homepage, go to Quick Links at the top. When that opens, on the bottom right, you'll see Library. Click on that. That brings you to the library page. In the top middle, you'll see this box with 4 tabs, and the one all the way on the right is Guides. Click on that. Under Assignment Guides, scroll down to the History Guides. They're alphabetical. And you'll find yours by course number and instructor, and this is the Douglasville guide I'll be going through. Now there's a lot of information on this guide, and you can read some of it when you get a chance. I'm just going to go over the entire guide and let you know what's in here. Then I'll make another video with a search demonstration. So this first page is your assignment, and I've put this here just to make it easier on you so that when you're working on it, you don't have to go back and forth between D2L and the guide for information on the assignment. The first subpage under that is your grading rubric, and again I've put this in here for your convenience. The next page is Galileo, and here I've put an explanation of what Galileo is for those who may not know. This logo picture here, as well as the word Galileo here in blue, are both active links that will take you directly into the database. When you go into Galileo, the first thing you'll see is this Discover search. And that's a handy tool if you have a simple topic that you're searching for. It does search 100+ databases all at once, similar to an internet search engine. However, we have 353 databases, so there are a lot that it's not searching, and many of those are our specialty databases. And in history, we have a lot of specialty databases. So the next subpage is databases, and here I have given you a list of history databases, and on the left there are general databases. And these are all active links that will take you directly into those databases. If you find one that isn't working correctly, please let me know. The next page is searching. And since I am going to do another video with a demonstration of a search, I'm not going to go over this. I just want to point out at this time here on this page on the left is a video on putting together a search strategy, and that may be useful for you to help clear things up a bit after you watch my demonstration. The next subtab is refining the search, and again I'm not going to go over this right now. I just wanted to point out that it's here, and these are just some things to remind you of what to look for when you are using a database. The next subpage is searching step by step, and this is here so that after you've watched the demonstration you can come back here and just be reminded of things that you need to do when doing a search. The next subpage is what is on the results page. This is a picture of a results page, and it is annotated, so things are pointed out what's what on here, and that should help you in understanding what you're looking at. The next page is choosing sources, and on here I give you information to help you tell the difference between primary and secondary sources, as well as popular versus scholarly sources. Again, you can read this when you get a chance. Down below is a little more information on scholarly articles and scholarly books. The next subtab is evaluating articles and websites. And on this page I give you a couple of links to tools that will help you in determining whether the information you've found, whether it's an article or a website, is good information and should be used in your paper. Down here is what's called a mnemonic. Each of these letters stands for something that you want to think about when you are looking at your website or article. The next subpage is finding articles. And since we are working online only, you will want to find full text online. If you don't see that on your results page, we have other ways of finding full text. And I'll show you that when I do the demonstration as well, but I'll explain it a little bit here. On Galileo's front page, under the Discover search, you'll see Journals A to Z over on the right. There's also a link on the library page in that top middle box underneath the Discover search, only it's called Find a Journal. When you click on either of those links, you'll be taken into our online catalog for periodicals. You will need to copy the journal title to put in there to search for, not the article title, but the journal title, to find out if we have a subscription to it that's outside of what Galileo shows in the results. If you find it, pay attention to the dates that are covered. Sometimes we don't have it all the way up to current. Sometimes the most recent 1 year is embargoed, meaning that the publisher won't let us get access to it. But once you are in there, if you do find the journal, you will have to go back and look at your record and find out the year, the volume, the issue, and the page numbers to go through and find the article. If you don't find the title in there, you can request your article through interlibrary loan, and this is a link to the form. Again, you'll have to go back to your record to get the information you need, but you can copy and paste all the pieces you need. Just make sure you put the article title in the article title field and the journal title in the publication title field. And these come to you through email, so it's pretty fast, as long as there are people in other libraries who are able to find what you're needing and send it to you. The next subpage is finding books. Searching for books is done in the same manner as searching for articles, except that you're in the GHC online catalog. And once I've shown you how to search for articles, you'll be able to use the same method here. Now, since we can only use ebooks at this time, you'll want to use the full access online limit to only show ebooks. The next page is about writing. And I know this is kind of boring to read, plagiarism information, but it's important. You need to know that you can get in trouble if you do plagiarize. And plagiarizing is either copying somebody else's work or not giving credit for them having written it when you use it. So read that when you get a chance. And down in the paraphrasing and quoting box, there's a very good source called Avoiding Plagiarism. Please do look at that one. If you scroll down about 2/3 of the way on that page, you'll find successful versus unsuccessful paraphrases. And this is a very good source because it tells you, once you read this paragraph, if you wrote word-for-word plagiarism, what it might look like, but it explains why this is plagiarism. And the next example is what's called a patchwork paraphrase. And people don't realize that they are plagiarizing when they do this. So please do take a look at this so that you know how not to do it, because it explains why this is plagiarism as well. And then they give a good paraphrasing and explain why it's good. So please do take a look at this. The next page is Chicago Manual of Style. We don't have access to this book online, but I did find some links to the official Chicago Manual of Style, or CMOS, page that gives you information on creating citations. Down below are links to 2 different online writing labs that we recommend. One is Purdue and the other is Excelsior. So look at them if you need help with creating citations. You can also get help from librarians, and this link to the librarian assistance page goes to the next page, which is the librarian assistance page. This has a picture of the library page, and underneath a list of some of the services that are available on the page. Below that are different ways of contacting us. On the left you'll see the hours. All our locations are closed, but virtual services are available. It's closed on here because I am making this video after hours. But in this middle box down at the bottom is a box where you can start a chat with us. That's our virtual services, and the hours are listed right here: 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and Friday 8 to 2. I also have my own chat, so if you want to ask me questions directly, you can use my chat over here on the left. You can also email me if you have questions. Feel free to do that. Down here I've put information about the tutorial center. The tutors can proofread your paper to help you with grammar and sentence structure and putting together ideas. They are available virtually, so I wanted to make sure you had that information. So that's it for what's in this guide, and I will now make another guide or another video that shows you a demonstration of doing a search in a database. Thanks for watching.